If you're here, I imagine that you either know someone that struggles with depression or you may be curious about what it is to deal with depression. There's so much stigma attached to depression. I know that people prefer not to talk about it, but I have noticed in the recent years when I became more open about it with others around me, either with friends or with coworkers, I have been able to open a door so people would feel comfortable and share with their struggles as well. I grew up in Brazil and definitely life was not easy. I remember being around 16 years old and I would feel so sad. I would go into my bedroom, I would put music on because I didn't want either my mom or my brothers or anyone in my family to know that I was crying in the bedroom. And I would stay there and just cry for hours. And it was so frustrating because I couldn't pinpoint like an exact reason. And of course, I didn't grow up in a perfect family. It was dysfunctional. We had our own issues. Despite of that, life was still okay. In Brazil, life is, at least for my family, it wasn't easy, but we had shelter and we had food and we were healthy. So to me, it didn't make much sense why I felt so much sadness all the time. I know that depression has still a stigma, especially within the Christian community. I know that many people feel that if you believe in God, then you have no reason to be sad. Or if you pray hard enough, you'll be fine and you'll be healed. Then the reality is, it may take a lot more than prayers. So I thought about making a video and sharing a little bit about of what I've been through, what I did, and some of the tools that helped me. So mine got diagnosed about, I'm gonna say 7 years ago. I remember I didn't want to be social. I didn't want to really talk to anyone. I felt so tired that I remember on my lunch break, I would go to the car and just take a nap. I would sleep for the entire hour, didn't have much energy. I lost interest in things that were important to me. Then I started feel some symptoms that just didn't make sense to me. I went to the doctor and hoping one of the exams would be like, oh, something in your a vitamin that you're missing. If you add this to your diet, then you're gonna be okay. He did order a bunch of tests, but that to me wasn't enough. I wanted to go further. I was like, I need a specialist. So I wanted to see an endocrinologist. And I went and I talked to him. I asked a lot of questions and the doctor was very patient. He was answering everything. At one point, he stopped and he looked at me and said, you are one of the most prepared patients that I've ever met. I can tell that you did your research and you came here with a lot of information. What I don't understand is I know that you know that most of your symptoms are related to depression. Your family struggles with depression. I can tell you're a smart girl. If you had a headache and there's Tylenol, wouldn't you take it? Honestly, that was hard for me to hear. At the time, I felt shame. I didn't want anyone to know about it. I thought that going and taking a pill would be not fighting hard enough. But anyway, fast forward a few years, of course I had to make quite a few changes. I'm so grateful that I found a good counselor, a good therapist, and I had to work through a lot of traumas from my past. I learned how to identify safe people around me that I could trust, that I could open up, how to love others and in return receive their love. Sometimes in life we're just at a place where we need to be loved by others. Sometimes we feel that if we tell everything to this other person, they're not gonna like us. If they know the good is okay, but if they know the bad too, then they're not gonna like us. You can't truly feel loved if you are not open and honest with another person. When we're struggling, we can feel that we're alone and no one will understand. And the amazing thing is, Most of us are struggling with something. Life is never perfect. It gets better. I can definitely tell you that my life has changed so much these past few years. But please don't suffer alone. Ask for help. Go see your doctor. Go see your primary doctor and talk to them, and they will ask you the right questions if necessary. And if you have access to, go see a therapist. It is incredible. Life is never going to be perfect, but one thing is for sure, this life is worth it. And you can have an amazing life. There are options for you to feel better. Up to today, I take my medication. I take something that levels, I forget how it's called. If I don't, honestly, I will not leave my bed. I will not have energy. I'll have to force myself to get up, and I'll go to work and my mind won't be on task. I'll feel lethargic. I will need to take a nap in the middle of the day, and that's not the life I want to live. I want to live a happy life, a healthy life. I want to live a life that I know I am not only taking care of myself, but also reaching out and sharing my story, and hopefully it will help someone. If you're here and struggling, I send all of my love to you. Leave a comment below if you need encouragement, and I ask that anyone that may see the comment before I do, write something lovingly to the person that may reach out here. And I hope that you're courageous enough to take the next steps necessary so you can live your best life. You are unconditionally loved and accepted here. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye.